that big business somewhere. It starts with that person who sells mandazi out there, that particular person who sells sukuma wiki, that particular person who runs a posho mill, who runs just a small enterprise, something that can be able to put a few coins into that particular person's pocket. So if that particular curriculum works, even for people who actually never completed the first levels of education, why can it not work within the others actually who are going through the formal system of education? So I think it can work.
You did a report.
Also to add on that, you see the youth of today, like let me say the ones who are in, let me say, O-level. When you ask someone, what do you want to be in the future? As in, what career prospect do you want to be or to continue with in the future? It's rare that someone will tell you that I want to venture into business. People are looking
I want to be a doctor, pilot,
doctor, pilot, even at primary level.
Yeah.
A small child, when you tell that child, what do you want to be? That child will tell you, when I grow up, I want to be a pilot or employed as a doctor. So we want to remove that notion of making entrepreneurship to be a plan B, such that if I fail in getting a job, I can now run to do business. So that is what we are trying to fight. We want entrepreneurship to be the first thing. Like when you tell someone, what do you want to be? I want to be a big business person, a big business person with a big company, employ many people, such a thing. So looking at the job-seeking youth, 90% will tell you that I want to get employed, white-collar employed. And only 3% will tell you that I want to go to business.
Yeah.
So that is a big challenge. So if you reverse it to be 90% want to venture into.
I mean, it would change. I mean, stories from rich dad, poor dad, and we have all those examples. But perhaps as we wrap it up, we have a culture where parents encourage their children to pursue education. Be number one, get your A. Okay, you need to go to the university to be successful in this country. That is the culture. You tell somebody there is a lesson that will train you to be a good Juakali practitioner. They'll tell you, forget it, I want to get cash, good cash. What is your strategy in terms of dealing with that culture? Even before we move on to the curriculum, and then perhaps as your final statement, what is your take in terms of just dealing with that culture, and then I will move on to the curriculum.
Okay, mine is to the parents actually. Kids learn from what they see their parents doing. I don't see the reason why a certain parent will tell their person, that particular parent is in business, but they're telling their kid,
go get yourself
a degree, get employed. I've never understood that particular notion, but if we can move away from that notion of where we push our kids towards pursuing employment, instead of pushing our kids to being employers actually, if we can be able to push that particular notion away, that can actually move this particular country forward. And also, if the Ministry of Education actually, or let's say for example, like right now we're having a Parliamentary Committee on Education, they can be able to come together, look into ways in which they can be able actually to run this particular, if we want to be that middle income economy that we've always strived to be, we have to go the business way. Mm-hmm. It has worked in other countries, it can work in this particular country.
Yes. Perhaps a final word from...
And also to add on what he has said, looking at the labor market is not expanding. And in particular, the formal labor market. So given that it's not expanding, we are creating graduates who are entering the labor market and getting there no jobs. So if we look at another, like if we decide to go into entrepreneurship, we will actually be expanding the labor market indirectly by these people expanding businesses, coming up with companies to employ the many graduates who are out there. So it all starts with the parents, and at the same time, the buck goes back to the government to prepare the youth that with the issue that the labor market will not always be expanding for you people. Yeah. You need to be innovative to partner in this thing in terms of reducing the issue of youth unemployment. Mm. So the government, the parents, and the youth themselves have to work together as partners in this thing.
All right. Many thanks indeed talking to Nahashan Gulali, Furtherstand Executive Director, Africa Youth Trust, and of course James Wangombe, who is the implementer of the Youth Employment Initiative. Many thanks indeed for being part of the Power Breakfast Show. Totally appreciate. Thank you for your comments, questions, concerns. We appreciate. Thank you for finding time for us here on the Power Breakfast Show. Do have a blessed weekend. Let's meet next week as God wills.